Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Week 0 was everything we hoped it would be, but now it is really time to kick things off. Week 1 is finally here. 5 straight days of college football, starting on Thursday, running all the way through Monday, and today we are here to bring you our Week 1 predictions, talking about 5 games that could be flying under the radar in this opening weekend of college football. Because remember, we will be breaking down some of the biggest games of the week with individual prediction videos. The games listed here: Miami, Florida, Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, A&M, USC, LSU, 3 top 25 matchups, and a game that feels like it should be a top 25 matchup in Gainesville. We'll be breaking those down later this week, individual videos. But today, 5 games that you do not want to miss in addition to these 4 here. So welcome back to Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. That includes our expert picks. Do not miss out on these expert picks. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country, beating out over 80% of the national handicappers each of the last 6 years. If you want some of the best picks in the country for one of the lowest prices in the country, a full year-long subscription, one-time fee for a full year-long subscription, this is the place for you. You're not going to find this anywhere else. You're not going to find winnings like this anywhere else. So go sign up before the season starts. Our picks come out on Wednesday every single week, and we want you to take advantage of it. We want you to win big with us and become a member of our GE Nation. I'm going to have this up here all video. Go sign up today. Link in the description and over on thegridironexpert.com. So let's get into it. 5 games that are flying under the radar. Let's start on Thursday night. How about North Carolina at Minnesota? I really like this game. This is arguably the best game on Thursday. And to me, it's truly a toss-up game. It really is. I mean, and the point spread says that too. Last time I checked, Minnesota like a 1-point favorite, so nearly a pick-em between the Tar Heels and the Golden Gophers. You look on offense. It's an interesting game on offense for both teams. For North Carolina, they've got to replace Drake May. They've got Max Johnson, the transfer quarterback, coming in, former SEC journeyman at LSU and Texas A&M. They also have Amarian Hampton, one of the best running backs within the ACC. So North Carolina offensively has a lot of speed, a lot of talent, and as they typically do under Mac Brown. Minnesota, on the other hand, the question for them is, have they improved offensively? Last year, they were atrocious. Only averaged 20.9 points per game, but they added the New Hampshire transfer Max Brosmer, who threw for nearly 8,000 yards during his time at the FCS level and was a finalist for the FCS version of the Heisman Trophy. Defensively, for both teams, neither was great last year. North Carolina traditionally hasn't been good defensively under Mac Brown. The question is, have they improved enough? Minnesota, can they get back to that 2022 form where they only allowed 13.8 points per game, but nearly doubled that in 2023? Ultimately, I'm going to go with North Carolina here. We picked the Tar Heels back in our preseason predictions. Nothing has made me want to change that now. It's week 1. We haven't seen these 2 teams play, so I really can't change any of the teams now. Going to go with UNC, the team that I do believe has the better offense, a team that I do believe can run Minnesota down with their rushing offense. The Golden Gophers gave up nearly 150 rushing yards per game last year. I believe Amarian Hampton has a good enough day on the ground, sets up the passing game for the Tar Heels. It will be close, but the speed of UNC gets the job done. They start 1-0. Sticking on Thursday night, North Dakota State at Colorado. This is a very intriguing game. The number 2 team at the FCS level taking on Coach Prime. And look, we know all about Colorado, right? Everybody knows about them. You've got Deion Sanders. You've got his son, Shedeur Sanders, as their quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks now in the Big 12. I will stand by that. He is an unbelievable talent. Travis Hunter is an unbelievable talent. And they have once again reloaded this Colorado team with transfers, both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. But what do you know about North Dakota State? They are the real deal, a team that is a veteran team. 27 seniors on this Bison team in year 1 under Tim Polasek. New coach, loaded with veterans. Their quarterback Cam Miller returns for a 5th year. The Bison averaged over 237 rushing yards per game. Colorado last year allowed nearly 180 rushing yards per game. So have the Buffaloes gotten stronger at the line of scrimmage? If they have not, North Dakota State will bully them because the Bison always are strong up front, and that will not be an exception this year. Defensively, North Dakota State gave up less than 20 points per game last year, and they have an extremely experienced secondary, which could pose a problem for Colorado, who wants to air it out with Shedeur Sanders, wants to throw the ball and win the game through the air. This game will be close. It will be physical. It will be close. North Dakota State, we have seen them pull off multiple upsets. They have won in Manhattan over Kansas State. They have won at Kinnick Stadium over Iowa. They are not afraid of the big dogs, and they sure as heck are not scared of Colorado. Ultimately, I do believe the Buffaloes have just a little too much talent. I think it will be 1 or 2 big-time offensive plays for the Buffaloes that decide this game. Colorado survives North Dakota State, but do not be surprised to see this game come down till late in the 4th quarter. Moving on to Saturday, one of the biggest games of the weekend that is not a top 25 matchup. Number 8, Penn State at West Virginia. A game for many is a trendy upset pick. As we know, Morgantown is not an easy place to play, and you've got a Penn State team now coming in with 2 new coordinators, new offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki and new defensive coordinator in Tom Allen, going up against a West Virginia team that's high on themselves after winning 9 games in 2023. What this game comes down to is the running game for both teams. Both teams want to run the ball. So which one can do it more effectively, and really which team can stop it more effectively? You look at Penn State, a team that averaged over 180 rushing yards per game last year with the duo of Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. Both those guys returning this year. West Virginia averaged nearly 230 rushing yards per game last year, had 3 players rush for at least 700 yards, including their star running back Jaheim White and their star quarterback Garrett Green. Ultimately, though, Penn State owns the defensive edge. That's what this is going to come down to. Yes, 2 new coordinators. Yes, they're on the road, but Penn State owns the defensive edge. 7 starters are back. They have one of the best defensive lines in the country. They only gave up 76 rushing yards per game last year. They're going to force West Virginia to try to win the game through the air. Garrett Green's a solid quarterback, but he's not going to be able to do it. The Nittany Lions won 38-15 last year in Happy Valley over the Mountaineers. This game will be closer than that, but it will still be the same outcome. Penn State gets the win in Morgantown to start 1-0. How about an intriguing ACC-SEC matchup here? This is not an ACC-SEC challenge like we have in basketball, but I like this game. Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt. Ultimately, this is going to be a blowout. At least it should be. Virginia Tech should come in here and take care of business, but I'm curious to see how this team comes into Vanderbilt, into Nashville, with the momentum that they should be carrying in from last year. They're the Hokies, started slow, got hot towards the end of the year, torched Tulane in their bowl game, and now returns some of the most production all of college football this year. Like number 2, I think, in returning production. All starters are back on offense, led by their star dual-threat QB in Kyron Drones. Bayshaw Tootin returns. All but one of their top pass catchers returns. They're loaded on defense. This is an ACC title contender, guys. Maybe even a playoff contender. That's how good Virginia Tech can be. That's also how favorable their schedule is. Meanwhile, Vanderbilt, they're kind of in a, win or go home type of mode for Clark Lee. This very well could be his last year in Nashville. They are double-digit underdogs entering this game, but they've got 15 starters back. Diego Pavia, the dual-threat QB from New Mexico State, transfers in. How well does he fare with the Commodores' offense? Interesting storylines here for both of these programs. I'll be interested to see what happens on an early morning showdown on Saturday. But ultimately, Virginia Tech is a significantly better team. Vanderbilt's defense does not have what it takes to slow down this Hokies offense. We've got Brent Price squad starting 1-0, winning in convincing fashion on their quest to, again, maybe shock the nation and win the ACC. And then finally, how about one other trap game? South Dakota State at number 17, Oklahoma State. Now, it's not very often we have so many FCS teams mentioned in these predictions, but it's not very often that you see the number 1 team of the FCS and the number 2 team of the FCS play teams that are beatable. No doubt about that. The Jackrabbits have won 29 straight games. They have won back-to-back FCS national championships. Their last loss was in the 2022 season opener, where they only lost 7-3 at Iowa. They are number 1 at the FCS level. They are loaded with talent at every single level, offensively and defensively. Oklahoma State, yes, has 19 starters back, was the Big 12 runner-up last year, and does have a lot of Big 12 title aspirations, playoff aspirations, but have they fixed their defense? The Cowboys were atrocious defensively, giving up nearly 30 points per game, giving up over 440 yards per game, over 275 passing yards per game. They lost 33-7 at home to South Alabama last year, so they are not going to say they're invincible to inferior opponents at home. Oklahoma State is favored. They should be. They have better talent, no doubt about that. But can they survive the upset-minded Jackrabbits who, like North Dakota State, are not afraid of anybody? I'm going to side with Oklahoma State here. I believe their defense does take a step forward. They do return the nation's leading rusher in Ollie Gordon. I think they get the job done. But like that North Dakota State-Colorado game on Thursday, this game will be much closer than maybe people expect. So there you have it, guys. 5 games you need to watch out for over the next 5 days, starting Thursday through Monday. We're going to break down these 4 games for you over the next few days. So we're going to have you covered. But these 4 plus these 5, that's at least 9 games you need to keep your eyes on. But it's still 5 straight days of nonstop college football. Best time of the year. The wait is finally over. We finally made it. College football is back. And of course, we will have you covered every step of the way. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including these expert picks. If you want the spread picks for the games we talked about today, the games down here, any other game you want, this is the place for you. Go sign up for those expert picks. The link down in the description below over on thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best picks in the entire country for one of the lowest prices in the entire country. You will not find picks or prices or customer service or winnings like this anywhere else. We can guarantee you that. So go sign up today, become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.